Hello and welcome to Donkamet channel. We have a bag of choppers, a whole bag, and I've come out to a spot here. I've got a standing dead ash that fell down. Been processing that. Got some oak stuff here as well. And this is cool. This is kind of from close to the base of the ash. It's actually hollow. So there's just this little hole there, but opens out to about 6 inches diameter or more at the base. So I'm gonna probably do something fun with this. But for now, thought I could kind of bang between having it sat there like that, so I can have two hands. And then, you know, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Jimbus Maximus requested that I show some knives in 5160, in which he is particularly interested. And I got interested in them really thanks to him, so happy to oblige. But I've got some other things as well, other steel, or just I'm not certain or what have you, but just kind of, we're looking at choppy slashy kind of knives here. So this is the Ontario Knife Company R-Tac 2, and this is actually the first fixed blade knife that I acquired when I moved to the US full time, 2020, in Arizona. I got this thing, and I did quite a lot of chopping with it. Campfire wood, greasewood, a lot of greasewood, and stuff like that, and just loved it. I remember even feeling like, oh, there's almost something illicit about buying such a big knife. But you know, I got genuine use out of it, and that's pretty cool. So now I would characterize this as a little more, you know, hybrid-y. That's my smoke there. You know, it's a fairly thin flat grind, kind of machete chopper hybrid. So in a similar vein, but I think possibly preferable to me, and on Jimbus Maximus express recommendation, I looked into the Buck, what's his name? Ron Hood collaboration knives. There's one model you just can't get now for love nor money, as far as I could tell, but I got a couple of the ones that you can still find. This is the Hoodlum, and I also got the Punk. Oops, fell out of the sheath. The Punk. So I haven't even tried this one yet. I thought my wife might like it because she's into punk, but she doesn't like the knife at all. I quite like it. I think I could use this instead of the Compadre, possibly. You know, the Compadre hunting knife in 5160. You know, it's quite lightweight, really nice balance. It's got this nice forward kick on it. The Hoodlum's quite a similar knife, as we'll see in a minute, but it's just like the longer version. It's got this sub-hilt thing that I'm maybe not that keen on these in general, but I think it's quite well done. It doesn't seem to prang you, you know. And that can be advantageous, of course. I think there's a little bit of the fighting knife in these Ron Hood ones as well. And, you know, as Fighting the Verge will tell you. Yeah, we're fighting the verge, right? So, whatever makes it good for attacking and killing possibly another human being probably makes it advantageous for attacking and killing a bittersweet vine or whatever, you know. So now this one I was like, when I got it, I was like, this reminds me of the R-Tac, but I think I like it better. Here we have covering on the sub-hilt, but no covering on the bird's beak. But it's not bad, actually. It's thick enough stock that that works quite well. You can tuck your pinky in there even. This, however, is a little jabby. like on the Tops El Chete. I don't see the sense in making it pointy like that. It's like a stylistic thing, I think, more than anything, because you can't grip on it. It's uncomfortable. But you can work around it on this knife a lot more than on the Chete, where it just had to go. I'm just going to leave that for now. What this is about, I think my screen might be smudged. I don't know whether I got, here, hold on. I've got a little knife cloth in my pocket. It's looking filthy now, but let me just see. Does that look better? Might look better. Yeah, this thing. Is that so you can turn this into 2 knives easily in a survival situation, or what? Somebody please explain. Anyway, it's a very strong knife in 5160. It's not going to probably break. Even with the obvious stress riser thing. It's just, you know, it's just so, it feels so much more nimble and you know, usable to me than the R-Tac. People complain about the slabby handles on these, and generally the SE Hunglas being pretty much the same knife but with a more contoured, slender handle is widely, I gather, considered the preferable. But I quite like this handle. You know, it's got a lot of mass, it's got very good shock absorption, and never had any problem with it coming loose or anything. Look at the Tinas on this. Yeah, but it's just you know, it's a little unwieldy, you know, by comparison. It's not a very unwieldy knife, you know. But and this, you know, up here, for example, gripping up here, it's not so knifey. That's why I say it's more machete in that regard. And this is more knife. You definitely lose out in the chopping. It can chop. I have tested. You know, it'll chop very well for the weight category it's in. But you see this full distal taper here. So it's actually quite refined. And I think a really good one for just, if I'm going to go out and ramble, when I do that, I end up clearing paths. You know, I end up doing some pruning and stuff like that. Later, I might want to make a fire, or I might want to do this or that, knifey things, do some carving or something. And I think that this is a really well-balanced knife for a bit of everything. You know, and so in that regard, I would definitely take it over the R-Tac. And I'm just going to decline a call here. Pull you back, buddy. Punk didn't want to stick into it. Okay. So for me, this episode kind of begins with me getting the Buck Compadre throw knife. So I'll just pull out, let's see whatever else is in here. But yeah, I got this Buck Compadre throw knife, and I loved it so much that even though the hunting knife, Compadre hunting knife, in principle didn't interest me that much, then I thought, well, I better try it. And then I was blown away by that knife. And so then I was looking around, and I found this, the full set from the first generation, where they were all red. Knife, throw, axe, or hatchet. So I already have basically acquired this complete set. I got it in the black Cerakote, or dark grey Cerakote, with my Carta handles, because subsequent to getting the throw knife and then getting the Compadre, and then I thought, wow, oh, there's a hatchet too, I better get that. And then I found this, and I was like, well, you know, it's the only one. These in fact, when I first purchased a throw knife, the purchase was cancelled because I was trying to get one of these because they were going cheaper in principle. But the vendor was actually sold out, and so they returned my money, and I was demoralized. And then I waited further months before I actually got around to getting my first compadre throw knife, which I've had now for 3 weeks pretty much dismantled while I mod the handle very slowly. I'm installing rock maple liners and lilac bolts, which will be threaded. And then they'll go in with epoxy, so it'll be permanent. But it's an experiment that turned into a kind of an obsessive compulsive, I don't know what, insanity, basically. Oh, hey, welcome to Donkomet channel. This is the 108 funny symbol. And that is such a good... So I don't want to throw these in the stump or anything. I did actually make some cuts with the knife earlier to demonstrate to my wife. But generally, basically, these are going to remain inviolate until such a time as I actually go out camping. And then I'm going to take the set with me. And we're going to break them out. And yeah, I love this knife. It's just a great all-rounder knife design. I'm still not that reconciled to the looks of it. Looks a little funny. You know, not a real beauty, especially in the red is quite something. But it's just so good. You know, this grind and this toothy edge and the ergos and the way it all works in synergy. Brilliant. I haven't tested one of these yet, but it feels very authoritative in hand. It feels very meaty. Yeah, it is. I think it's heavier than the... Feels heavier than the throw knife. How could that be? Maybe I'm just imagining things. Yeah, I was imagining things. Weighs about like what you see. Yeah. I think these would be actually brilliant for camping, because when I'm out camping and I'm out in a place like this, you know, if I took this regular compadre, the one I have that is grey with a brown handle, and I drop it over there somewhere, you know, it's just going to disappear, basically. And this, you could drop it in the lake and dive for it. Hi, Viz. What else have we got? Oh, we got some cool stuff. One more that Jimbus Maximus expressly asked to see once he found out that I got one. Another Ontario knife. Even more slabby handled than the RTAC 2. It is possible. We have established that it is possible to make a slabbier handle through the existence of this knife. Very well retained. These sheaths that these all come in have this kind of pocket in the front there, which is quite a cool feature. I might like this whole style better than Kydex. I'm not mad about it, but I think maybe I like it better than Kydex. For this kind of knife, anyway. Maybe not for a boot knife. I don't know. The OKC Ranger 7. It's got glow-in-the-dark bits. And this chunky recurve. Whoa. Whoa. Very thick stock. It's probably thick like the compadre here. Thicker than the hood. That looks about the same. Whatever that is, 1/4 of an inch, I guess. Yeah. Thick. Actually, yeah, right. So the deal is, this is like the same thickness as the hood, the hoodlum, but the distal taper on the hoodlum starts right down here. Oh, it is a little thicker. Yeah, it's the liners are throwing me off. It's thicker, but also that check out this distal taper on the hood versus on this. So this is significantly heavier, the Ranger 7. Not nearly as flicky, you know, the much more of a chopper kind of feel to it. I think that this would be good, maybe not the best, I don't know, but I have to test it. But for roughing out poles, because of that recurve, poles and split poles. Get in there, punk. I mean, this thing has that's not very comfortable with the little testing I did. But you know, again, I'm sure you just learn to not squeeze it, right? Just learn to keep your fingy relaxed and not clamping down on it, and it's not bothersome, right? Just figuring things out in the moment here. Yeah, Jimbus Maximus says that the steel, you know, they got a really good heat treatment on this 5160 here. And they're good. And he owns various. He owns the 6 and the 9 and the 4, 6 and the 9, I think he said, or something, but not the 7. And he figured the 7 must be a good one. Good, well balanced and what have you. Well, maybe we should have a little swipe with some of these things. Here's my cherry-handled axe that I left out in the rain. Splitter with the twine epoxy. Whoops. This is green oak. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's compact, but I'm trying to get it to stick in now. Let's just have a little head-to-head with the hoodlum. Yeah. You could possibly work at a very similar speed, but this is different. The wood here is kind of not got something going on in there anyway, so it's not cutting the same. But I do feel that, you know, this has a bit of that a bit of that shocky, kind of like it's underpowered slightly for this task. Yeah. However, if you wanted to do some of this arbusto, then I would think that this knife is going to be way more satisfactory. Yeah. All right, fine. Use these things. So your phone will leave some red marks. Telling you guys, apart from the wiggly scales instantaneously, the throw knife just awesome. Nice. Now, in terms of the flicky, cutty, slashy thing, I recently got this. This one's really fun. Light's fading, but we'll be able to capture a couple more knives. I said smoke break, didn't I? There's the lighter. So eBay find. It's a rip-off, I think is the right word, or the right phrase. It says Swamp Rat Knizkworks. Just focusing on that so we can really appreciate Knizkworks. And so I didn't even realize the on eBay actually the etch doesn't show. He makes a whole disclaimer. He says this is not necessarily what it it's just a distributor who was selling these knives, and so I bought a load off him and I tested it and it performed okay and this and that, and here's the price, make me an offer. But yeah, Swamp Rat, of course, that's the kind of, it's a Boosie knife thing, right? And so then looking at Swamp Rat, I found that they have a kind of a wakizashi and then a shorter version of same, the names of which currently escape me. I think the smaller one's called the Rookie, but that has a 20-inch blade. And this thing has about a 9-inch. Yeah, I would say that's right, 9 from the guard. So it's not, I don't think you could call it a clone, because from what I've seen, they didn't make a 9-inch like this. But the handles, the etch is identical, apart from obviously it says Knife Works. So, you know, I wonder what exactly might be the story with this. I went onto Swamp Rat website, and it kind of seems a little outdated, and like it takes you down down some dead ends, and they're not selling any knives. So I just wondered to myself, as I couldn't help but make up a story in my head about maybe, you know, maybe they were having some stuff made in China, maybe they, you know, they fudged the etch on this one, and it ended up, you know, being sold gray. But yeah, I mean, probably not. It's probably just some clone thing, right? I mean, just me being dumb, right, with my fantasy. Claims to be A8, and it had some, you know, the factory grind lines, and I've been kind of grinding on it with different media. What I tend to do is start in with something light, and then after a while I'm like, this is doing nothing, and then I should go down the grits, right? I go in reverse, and then I up again. So most lately I did a little polishing and on some slate there. And yeah, I just wanted to, you know, get this kind of moving towards the Hamaguri. And I thought that what it reminded me of was I had this Kershaw 9-inch fillet knife, and I was using it for out and about for this kind of thing, slashing and that kind of thing, and it was working so well. But, you know, sooner or later I pushed it too hard and it just folded. You know, the whole thing just 420J2, that's the limitations, right? So if this is A8 or something that can pretend to be viably, then it's, you know, it's about 3 times as thick as the Kershaw fillet knife. So even if it's only about half the width. And this thing, for this kind of thing around here, is great. And you can also sloyd with it. You know, you can, yeah, I've been whittling with it. And, you know, you can hold it and get your thumb behind this tip. And you know, I should probably demonstrate what I mean. Picking up this little dead stick here. I'll be down here. So in this regard, it's really, it's not a big unwieldy chopper at all, but it will chop as well. That is some light chopping. Also just scraped my thumb with the spine there by accident. That'll be fine. So yeah, I'm really keen on this because it's very lightweight. You know, it's lighter than the. It's a little lighter than the hood even, and it'll chop about the same. So yeah, I got kind of a progression here, you know. From this is like I just think I should always have something on me, so I could start with this, move up to that if needs be, and then above that I start getting all these options, you know, the R-Tac, the Ranger 7, and maybe for some special occasion, or I don't know what really, I haven't figured it out yet. Haven't put my edge on this thing yet, but a one-off chopper with hamaguri, with whatchamacallit, I'm tripping. Hamon, not hamaguri. It's a flat grind with quite a steep primary bevel there. So I did a little test with this, and you know, gently, didn't feel like it was going to be really good for me for working with without, you know, for pole finishing or whatever, without me attending to the edge. But I haven't really tried a proper chop. I have been kind of loath to, because, you know, there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if this is really meant to, it's so beautiful, you know, is it really meant to chuck it hard into a piece of wood? But yeah, I think it probably is, and we can maybe, you know, be a little tentative, but we'll give it some. It's not brutal, but the handle is not very comfortable. I would say that it's maybe slightly more comfortable than it looks, but not by much. A little glove, a little fingerless glove, sort you out. That or better calluses. Well, it's like the same as before, really. I kind of want to try sharpening this, because, you know, without wanting to toot my own horn too hard or whatever, but I tend to find that it's night and day with the factory / maker's edge versus once I put my own edge on it. Arguably, of course, that's also, you know, I'm just used to using what my edges feel like. But if this can take all of this, I might start giving a few real hard hits. I've been kind of at around half power at the moment. Yeah, if this can take this with and show no sign of trouble, then I don't see why I shouldn't just take the shoulders off. Yeah, just take those shoulders off. Should make such a big difference, I reckon. Okay, let's finish this cup here. You know what? I got a hankering for the R-Tack right now. For the handle. This thing's killing my hand. I want to throw her in the stump. Okay, how are we going to do this? We're going to put these down on the floor there. So I can pop this one in the stump. Donk. Me old R-Tack. Let's see how she does.